Fans, at this time, we ask that you please all rise, remove your caps, and face the flag in right field as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. This evening's anthem will be performed by Harwich Port resident Eddie Barrett. Thank you, Eddie.
All right, boys. Have fun.
And fans, at this time, we'd like you to direct your attention to the pitcher's mound, where we'd like to welcome tonight's ceremonial first pitch on behalf of Robert B. Auer. We would like to welcome Casey and Trey McPherson. Casey and Trey, whenever you're ready. Great job. And again, the Harwich Mariners would like to thank Robert B. Auer for sponsoring this evening's game. And again, welcome to all of the families and employees.
All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Natick Public Access has taken the show on the road to beautiful Harwich Port, Massachusetts to bring you this presentation of Cape Cod Baseball League Baseball. I'm Tim Foley, alongside me Cam Pierce, and we're excited to be here today. It's going to be the Harwich Mariners versus the Yarmouth Dennis Red Sox.
Yeah, Tim, it's good to see some MLB names making its way down to the Cape Cod League, obviously with the Mariners and the Red Sox.
Yeah.
It's going to be a beautiful night here at White House Field in Harwich. Yeah. Absolutely gorgeous. The conditions are great. I don't have the temperature on hand, but I can assure you the breeze feels wonderful.
That's for sure.
We're out of the sun. We don't have to worry about that. The players might have to worry about that a little bit, the glare coming down onto the field, but this is going to be a really, really fun night, Tim.
Oh, yep.
Obviously, the Cape Cod League, very, very prestigious league.
Yeah.
A lot of these players, all of them in college, a lot of them we see up in the big leagues, making it up to the show in a few years. So,
I mean, we've seen names like Jackie Bradley Jr., Kevin Millar, Tim Lincecum all come through the Cape Cod Baseball League, even more so. Dustin Ackley, to name another.
That's right. Many more. Guthrie, a part of the 1991 Minnesota Twins World Championship.
Red Sox, the center fielder from
So, but time to get down to business. Leading off the game for the Yarmouth Dennis Red Sox is going to be Kyle Isbell, number 2, the center fielder. And then on the mound today for the Mariners is going to be Christopher Gow. First pitch of the game is inside, ball 1.
Chris Gow coming into this game posting a 4.09 ERA across his first 2 starts.
That one soared up into center field. Center fielder able to get under that one. That's going to be number 37, Cameron Simmons.
Simmons is batting leadoff
Number
for Harwich
4,
tonight, Tim.
the second baseman. from
And he's
Stanford,
also attending
Nico
Virginia
Warner.
University. So these are just college players who come here over the summer You know, they stay with some families on the Cape who have houses. You know, they're busting around every day, as it seems. First pitch is in there for a strike. That one cracked into center field. It'll fall. That's going to be a base hit.
And Tim, was that first pitch strike?
Yes, it was.
Okay. I'm going to be doing my best to keep track of pitch counts here. And I'm going to be trying to keep track
Number
of strikes.
14, the left fielder from the University of South Carolina, Carlos Cortez.
Carlos Cortez for the Red Sox now up to bat.
We're taking a pretty big lead over at first base, Tim.
Strike one. That one cracked over. It's going to find the gap between first and second. Runner's going to come all the way around from first to third. And stopping over at first is going to be number 14. Cortez, excuse me.
Number 23, the right fielder from Cal Poly, Alex McKenna.
And the runner who was on first, Horner, I believe I'm pronouncing that correctly, almost looked like he executed a hit and run play. He had a lot of speed to round second base, and really good to have runners on the corners with one out, especially with the cleanup hitter coming up.
Alex McKenna up to bat now, number 23 for the Red Sox. He's attending Cal Poly University.
Cortez also likes to take that lead, Tim.
That one well inside. That's going to be ball one. That one down low. Ball comes loose. Throw to second, trying to get the runner. He's not able to get there in time.
You got to be really confident in your speed if you're going to run on a ball down in the dirt, especially one that doesn't go past the catcher. So for Cortez to really take that, he took that lead to his advantage, and he took off, and there was no turning back. No hesitation, and his slide was perfect. And actually, it was a lot closer than I thought it would be. I thought maybe the fielder was going to get the glove down, but just barely got the foot in time.
And perhaps there's a reason why the Red Sox are top of the Eastern Division right now, or at least 1 point behind the top, as they have 15 points with a 7-4-1 record coming into this game. Harwich comes into this game with 11 points, posting a 5-8-1 record.
Yeah, rounding out the bottom of the league, unfortunately.
Tied with Hyannis for the fewest points so far in the season. Pitch there, that's going to be ball three. That one cracked up in the air, flying foul, straight into the bleachers. Oh, that's a souvenir for a lucky lady over there. You always got to keep an eye out at these games. I mean, there is some netting, at least in front of us, in case balls fly straight back, but there's plenty of room for pop flies to fall behind. As you see, there are many kids behind the first base dugout, first base bleachers.
Now you mentioned that, but you also when you mentioned that, I noticed that there is a lot of foul territory at this park, Tim. A lot of foul territory, and that can be very beneficial to the pitcher.
They give the outside fielders more opportunities to get those foul balls.
That's right.
As there was a foul ball there, bringing the count up to 3-2. Still one out. No runs for either team yet, but Red Sox threatening to score here in the top of the first inning. Only one out. Runners on second and third.
I'm surprised the infield's not playing further in.
That one cracked back.
Middle infield, that is, playing really far back.
We'll try again with the 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. That'll bring up the second out of the inning. And after that, number 11 is going to be coming up, Nick Quintana.
Number 11, the third baseman from the University of Arizona.
He's playing over at third.
Nick Quintana.
Quintana, excuse me, over at third base, number 11.
250 batting average coming into this one.
Not bad.
2 home runs, 5 RBIs. Definitely a power hitter, not really an average guy.
You know, I mean, that's impressive, especially in a league such as this one, where it's really more of a pitcher's league, I'd say. Strike there.
15 pitches, 10 of them have been in there for strikes. Not the biggest guy for who seems to be a power guy, looking at his statistics coming into this one.
That ball falls outside the zone. 1-1. That one's in there for strike 2. 1-2 count. So Gao put himself in a bit of a jam to begin with, but one strike away from getting out of the inning unscathed. This time is called. And they got him. Leaves 2 runners in scoring position. And we're going to go to the bottom of the first inning. Leading off for Harwich is going to be Simmons, Ogren, and Vance. We'll be back at the bottom of the first in just a moment.
At the bottom of the first inning for the Mariners, the center fielder, number 37 from the University of Virginia, Cam Simmons.
Simmons to lead off. He's in center field. That one chopped. Still ends up foul. 0-1 count. Oh, 1 pitch, sliced on. 0-2. The 0-2 pitch. In there for strike 3. Gets him on 3 pitches. So that'll bring up the second batter in the order,
Number
Ryan
11,
Ogren.
the third baseman from Elon, Ryan Ogren.
Ogren. As I'm sure you can hear the PA, because I know we can.
Yeah, it's right above us. Yeah, Tim Brennan starting off very, very quickly here. 3-pitch strikeout to Simmons. Simmons had been struggling a little bit coming into this game. I believe he was batting about 179. Tim, you have the stat sheet in front of you. Ryan, I'm going to assume, is doing a little bit better than he is at the moment.
Ryan batting 282 coming into this game. That one was in there for a strike. We'll call that one foul. 0-2 count.
4 pitches, 4 strikes for Tim Brennan.
Ooh, swing and a miss. 6 strikes on 6 pitches.
Number 3, the second baseman from Alabama, Kobe Vance.
We now have Kobe Vance coming into the game. He has the highest batting average of anyone on the team at the moment, batting .370 out of Alabama.
Also the team's RBI leader with 8 coming into this match.
Pulls back the bunt, 0-1. Swung on and missed there, 0-2. That one misses the zone, 1-2 count.
Now I wish we had a radar gun because Brennan throws some heat.
Looks like it. I'm sure the scouts directly below us have some sort of radar gun.
Oh, absolutely. Me and Brian were looking at those early before the game started. They definitely have a few down there.
The 2-2 pitch. Swung on and fouled. That one swung on, fly out to right field. Right fielder is going to get under it, and that will end the inning. So 2 quick strikeouts to begin the inning for, pitcher
Brennan.
Brennan, excuse me. And thank you. And then coming up is, oh my goodness, as I have a hard time with names. And then Vance comes up and flies out to right field. So quick work there for Brennan. We'll go to the top of the second. We'll be back in just a moment.
Leading off the top of the second for the Red Sox, the first baseman, number 30, Alfonso Rivas.
And we're back here with the top of the second. Leading off is going to be number 30, Alfonso Rivas. Gal with the first pitch of the half inning, and that one's lined into center field. It'll fall. And it'll be a base hit single.
Looked like he tried to throw something a little off speed, maybe a little inside, kind of left it over the plate. Ended up being a meatball.
Number 26, the catcher from Kentucky, Cole Cottom.
Cole Cottom, the catcher out of Kentucky, now up to bat. And a pitch well inside. 1-0 count. Pickoff attempt over at first. Gal lines up his 1-0 pitch. Checks his swing. 2-0 count now. Ooh, that one popped all the way up. Catcher able to get under it, able to get the first out of the inning. That was the catcher out of Purdue, Nick D'Alessandro.
Number 12, the designated hitter from Indiana University, Luke Miller.
Luke Miller out of Indiana University. Steps into the box with 1 out. Outside the zone, a 1-0.
Miller, a 296 average over 27 at-bats.
Two-0 count. Pickoff attempt again over at first.
Runner's doing a good job getting into Gao's head. Pitching from the stretch is hard enough, but keeping an eye on a guy over at first base with your back turned to him makes it even harder, especially when the runner's got speed and you know he's a threat to go. Look at the leadoff he's taking.
That's the outfielder Alfonso Rivas over at first. As the horde of children tries to get that foul ball that went beyond the first base bleachers. That one looked like it was in there, but I suppose it was high. Ball 3.
Yeah, Tim, I don't even know if it was high. I think the ump just might have missed one there. We might have to review the tapes about that one, but I didn't agree with that call at all.
3-1 count now.
I suppose our view is slightly obstructed given the position of the ump. But
of course. Ooh, fouled off there.
Fouled
Back
off his ankle.
Yep.
Ouch. Have you ever done that, Tim?
I haven't played baseball in so many years, so I don't think so.
Just in batting cages, I've fouled them off my toes before. Man, that hurts.
That brings up the 3-2 count now. Runner goes for second. Fouled off. Getting through everyone. Wow.
You'd think with that many people, it would get caught by somebody.
You'd think. Especially when it's rolling, you know. Anyway. He'll try again with the 3-2 count. Only 1 out. Runner still on first. That one cracked over towards territory beyond the fence in right field.
That might be part of Gao's high ERA. That breaking ball that was left up and in, that is a home run pitch at any level. He's got to keep those breaking balls down, especially if he's going to be throwing them inside.
Rivas goes again, and that one hit into the gap in right center field, rather. Right fielder goes over to retrieve it. Runners now on the corners. Something that perhaps is worth mentioning
the shortstop
is that Rivas has a total of
Kaiser.
Oh, he only has 1 stolen base. I figured he'd have more when I started that sentence. But
what,
but no, I
given
mean,
his speed?
He certainly seems to have some speed on him.
He absolutely does.
Definitely, with the lead he was taking.
I mean, there's a lot of guys who have speed but just don't utilize it in base stealing, because a lot of guys, maybe they don't feel confident in their slide. Maybe they just really don't feel they're cut out for it. A lot of it's up to the first base coach, though.
So it's Connor Kaiser out of Vanderbilt, the sophomore, who's in there now. That ball was in there for strike one, 0-1 count. Swung on and missed there. Strike two.
Yeah, I was up to 30 pitches so far.
That's not even through 2 complete innings
No,
so far.
Just
so.
an inning and a third. Which isn't all too bad considering the base runners that he's given up. There's room for improvement so far, but maybe he just hasn't settled in yet.
Runner goes for second.
Oh.
Over. Oh, and they got him between the bases. Able to get the runner at home. The distraction steal for second didn't work. Throw went back home. And this game's still tied at nothing apiece. 2 outs.
It's like they knew. It is like they knew, Tim.
I mean, they could have gotten him over at second. They had him in the pickle. But shortstop over there, it seemed, knew to throw the ball back home. Shortstop for Harwich. Duties falling to Murray.
Yeah, that's
Kyler Murray.
Yeah, that's brilliant defensive awareness.
No, that's not correct. Give me a moment
Burt,
here.
right?
Yes, Burt. Excuse me. Kyler Murray, the DH today. We'll see him lead off the next inning, actually. Counts up to 2-2 right now. Ball down low, 3-2 count, 2 outs. This pitch to end the inning. Swung on and missed. That'll do it. So that's the end of the top of the second. We'll be back with bottom of the second action in just a moment. Don't go anywhere.
With a window that I could open, but
great breeze, though.
Yeah.
Leading off the bottom of the second inning for the Mariners, the designated hitter from Oklahoma, number 15, Kyler Murray.
So if you didn't hear, leading off is going to be number 15, Kyler Murray. He's going to be followed by number 7, Dwanya Sutton-Williams, and then number 5, Travis Manoy. That pitch misses the strike zone, 1-0 count. In there for a strike. Strike 2. And strike 3. Tim Brennan not having any nonsense tonight. He's made quick work of every batter he's faced so far with the argument of Vance.
Yeah, 3 strikeouts that time. I want a looking strikeout. And
number 7,
I think that we're going to have to wait until the
fielder,
second time through the
Dwanya
lineup
Williams-Sutton.
for Harwich to really start swinging the bat, because I don't know how they're going to deal with this heater. He's got a wicked fastball.
As another one was in there for a strike. 0-1 count. Swung on and missed there. Big swing. 0-2. Dwanya Williams-Sutton. He's over at left field. And swung on and missed there. 3 pitches, no hits.
He pounds the strike zone. Brennan absolutely pounds the strike zone. Just
Number
when you think that
5,
you're
the first
ready for the
baseman
fastball,
from
that's when he's going to pull the string
Arizona,
on you.
Travis Munoz.
I don't know what his pitching arsenal necessarily is. I'm sure he's working a changeup in there somewhere, especially with a fastball of that kind of power. That might have been it right there. This is when I wish that we did have a monitor, like right here, so we could see the strike zone. Because it is a little bit harder from our perspective.
Yeah, what with the ump and the catcher in the way, but we make do. 2-0 count now. Swung on, cracked into center field. Under it, though, is the center fielder, Kyle Isbell, and that's going to conclude the inning. Scoreless so far, as well as hitless is Harwich. And we go to the top of the third. We're leading off for the Mariners. We are going to, not the Mariners, rather, the Red Sox. We're going to have, there's going to be Connor Kaiser, then back to the top for Kyle Isbell, and then Nico Horner. We'll be back with just a moment. Kim, you want to bring something up about Brennan and his pitching?
Yeah, during the break right there, Tim, we were discussing how I'm admiring his pitching.
Yep.
He's been dominant so far, obviously. And I was bringing into question, coming into this game, he's got a pretty high ERA for a guy who's pitching as well as he is. Brennan,
the top of the third
his
for the
ERA
Red Sox,
right
the
now,
center
coming into this
fielder
one was
from
3.72.
UNLV.
And that's not that
Number
high,
2,
but
Kyle
you look
Isbell.
at the way he's pitching so far, I'm wondering how he's not throwing a sub 1 ERA. And I'm thinking, I've been bringing up his fastball velocity a lot tonight. So I'm thinking that that ERA was probably because of a lack of control, because you see a lot of these younger guys, especially in the high school and college level, and even in the major leagues and the minors, they kind of have these control issues because they want to throw hardball all the time. That was Vance with the fielding error there, Tim.
And that was Kyle Isbell on the hit, or reaching most likely on an error, rather.
Right.
Number 4, the second baseman from Stanford, Nico Horner.
So Nico Horner now will come up, which means Carlos Cortez is on deck.
Well, back to what I was saying, I'll wrap it up pretty quickly, but a lot of these younger guys, they want to throw hardball all the time because they have a really, really good fastball velocity, but they really can have control issues because they think, oh, if I throw it really hard, they're going to swing at it. But no, if you're not finding the strike zone, you're not finding the strike zone.
No.
So, and then you try to mix in your off-speed pitches because you're losing confidence in your fastballs. And then once they're really in your head like that, that's when you're going to make mistakes, and that's when the guys are going to get hits off of you. So I think that what we're seeing tonight is he's really settled down with his fastball.
Well, we'll see how he continues to play as the game rolls on. So far, he's playing pretty well. As we see now, number 14, Alex
Number
McKenna
14,
come up,
the
the
left
right fielder.
From South Carolina, Carlos Cortez.
Excuse me, Carlos Cortez, as I had part of my lineup covered. Carlos Cortez, number 14, left fielder. Outside the zone there, 1-0 count. Pitch gets away from the catcher. Runner will advance to second. That's Isbell on the advance.
Looked like a breaking ball that just got away from him a little bit, maybe slipped out of his hand. Catcher couldn't control it. And against a team like the Red Sox here, you need to be almost perfect with your fielding, and that's only the 9th error, the one that we saw over at second base with Vance. That's only the 9th error this season for Harwich.
That one well outside the zone. Pitched away, 3-0 count.
Now, on the other hand, you look at Yarmouth, Dennis, excuse me. They come into this game with a lot of errors, Tim, 17. And that is in, what's their record? I'm not sure exactly how
I
many
believe
games they played.
they're 8-4-1. So 12 games, 13 games. Might just be 8-4.
They are 7-4-1.
7-4-1's still 12 games though. So that's averaging more than an error a game on their part. Ooh, that one gets away from the catcher. Throw to third. Safe.
Good call from the ump.
Cortez reaches first on a walk.
Now, did he swing at that pitch?
Number 23, the right fielder.
Because if it was a walk, then
from Cal Poly,
the runner at
Alex
second isn't allowed to
McKenna.
advance. So if he swung, the pitch was in the dirt.
Oh, I believe he
so
did
if
swing.
he swung, and there was 2 strikes, he's allowed to advance to first. So
Oh, all right, that's my mistake.
yeah, so good eye by the catcher to go for the runner advancing to third. Unfortunately, couldn't get him.
Ooh, that one very inside. So we now have at bat Alex McKenna, the right fielder.
Struck out in his last at bat.
Misses the zone. 2-0 count. That one able to find the strike zone. 2-1. That pitch down low. It's a 3-1 count.
Red Sox are doing a great job making Gao work because he's having a little bit of trouble finding the strike zone, and their patience at the plate is paying off. And they keep being patient. There's a chance that they could get Gao out of this game early.
Oh, and the diving attempt there from Vance. He's not able to reach it. Yarmouth Dennis able to get a run in from third. So that is now 1-0 in favor of the Red Sox over the Mariners. Here in the top of the third. So there'll be an RBI there for McKenna. As we now have up the third baseman, number 11, Nick Quintana.
From Arizona,
Quintana.
Nick Quintana.
Quintana. That one's going to give me trouble all night.
If it helps you at all, there's a White Sox pitcher named Quintana,
That probably will help me. Quintana. Gotcha.
and he's having a horrible season on that note.
Ooh, foul tipped into the mitt. 1-1 count. Ooh, that one cracked into left field.
You can kiss it goodbye.
Back. Where is it? It's gone. Out of the park. Nick Quintana, however you pronounce it. That just went 330 over the fence in left field. That'll drive in 3 runs there, adding to the one that was already there. 4-0 lead now for Yarmouth Dennis.
Number 30, the first baseman from Arizona, Alfonso Rivas.
Now, what have I been saying? He's having control issues. Gao is having a lot of control issues all night. And he let that get to him, and he just said, you know what, I need to find the strike zone. That was the wrong idea because he gave him a fastball on the inside part of the plate about belt high. That's almost every right-handed hitter's power zone, almost every batter's power zone. And that was Quintana. So that would be Quintana's 3rd home run of the year. So he gave a power guy a fastball inside belt high. So unfortunately, that is, I'm going to have to say, that is Gao's own fault right there. And maybe he misplaced the pitch. You know, I'm speaking only from what I'm seeing.
Yeah, that one choked on. Picked up over at short. Throw to first. It's going to get there in time. That's the 2nd out of the inning.
It was close, but yeah, he got him.
Number 26, the catcher from the University of Kentucky, Cole Cottom.
18 pitches in this inning so far.
Cole Cottom, number 26, the catcher coming up now for the Red Sox. First pitch is swung on and missed. That one outside the zone, 1-1. I believe it's worth noting that Yarmouth Dennis has almost gone through their entire lineup twice as that one sliced over to short. Throw to first, able to get the scoop. And that will end the top of the 3rd inning with some damage being done, including a 3-run blast from 3rd baseman Nick Quintana. But it's worth mentioning that Yarmouth Dennis has gone through their lineup almost twice now, while there is yet to be some Harwich batters who have entered the box.
Support the Cape League.
That's right.
And the 10 teams. Our corporate sponsors are
But we'll be back in just a moment with bottom of the 3rd action. Leading off for the Mariners is going to be Verling, Burt, and D'Alessandro.
On behalf of
Matt Vierling to lead off here, lead things off here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Harwich just giving up a 4-run top of the 3rd. They're going to have to get something back now to try and cut this deficit down. And why not start with the very first pitch? Matt Vierling taking it to Brennan and putting it 330 over the fence and left.
Now, I'm going to see if you can do this because I was not looking. I was looking at some stats. Where was that pitch placed?
Couldn't tell you. In the wrong place, let me tell you.
Clearly in the wrong place.
number 36, the shortstop from Northeastern, Max Burt.
So they stopped the bleeding a little bit.
A little bit. I mean, that's certainly a response, you know? On the very first pitch to send it out of the park. Very impressive on the part of Vierling. But now up to bat we have Max Burt, the shortstop. So I try and find my pen.
Missed that pitch that time. 0-2. Called strikeout that time.
Called strikeout's going to bring up Nick D'Alessandro, the catcher out of Purdue.
Number 12, the catcher from Purdue, Nick D'Alessandro.
So after two excellent first innings for Brennan, he opens up with that leadoff home run.
Given the way he pitched in the first 2 innings and handled the following batter, I can't bash him too much for it.
No.
With
That
the
one-
No, I'm sorry.
No, that one just found the zone. 0-2 count.
No, with the control he's had with his pitches tonight, I mean, he just looks like an absolute stud.
In the dirt, 2-2. Swung on and missed there. I want to say that's the 5th strikeout of the game.
Number
Six.
37,
Sixth.
the center fielder from the University of Virginia.
Hey, at least they swung at that
Cam
one.
Yeah.
Simmons.
He's got 3 strikeouts looking, which is pretty impressive when he can fool a guy that bad.
Oh yeah, I mean, he's certainly got some mustard on that fastball. That one swung on and missed. 0-1 count. Another swing and a miss from Simmons to 0-2. That one misses the zone outside. 1-2 count.
Now we're back to the top of the order, so we're going to see if Harwich can finally get something going here against Brennan.
That one cracked into right field. It lands.
And they do just that.
As now we will have come up to bat Rin Ogren.
Ryan.
The third
Ryan.
baseman,
I think I knew
number
that.
11, from Elon.
I think you had the same problem.
Ryan
I think you did the
Ogren.
same thing the last at bat too.
Well, I mean, to be fair, we didn't see any of these names until today.
That's true. I didn't look at anything until this morning on either of these clubs.
Plus, we don't always know the starting lineups at the start of the day, so we can look at the roster all we want, but
Yeah, we have no idea what to expect.
that one's in there for a strike.
14 pitches, 10 of them are strikes in this inning. That's control.
Rocketed into center field. Under it is the center fielder for Yarmouth Dennis. And that's going to end the inning. Final out there going to the center fielder, Kyle Isbell. So first pitch home run off of Brennan by, I believe it was, who had the home run? Okay.
The home run, Veering.
Viren. But then does some work on the next 3 batters and gets himself out of that inning. So that'll do it for the bottom of the 3rd. We'll be back in just a moment. Don't go anywhere. And I'd just like to give a thank to general manager for the Harwich Mariners, Ben Layton, who helped to coordinate this whole move and helped get me Cam and the rest of the Pegasus crew down here to Harwich to come out here and cover a game, something that we've had our eye on for a little while since last summer. But maybe perhaps, as that one's fouled back into the fence, maybe do a game later this summer, maybe some next year. We'll see. But so far, enjoying this one. So thank you once again, Mr. Layton.
That one hit the dirt before it even got to the plate.
1-1 count. In there for a strike. 1-2. Cracked up the middle, gets through the gap. Runner will hold at first. And that was number 12.
Number 7, the shortstop from Vanderbilt, Connor Kaiser.
That was number 12, Luke Miller. Now we have Connor Kaiser up to bat.
"59 pitches so far, Tim, for Chris Gow.
That's a lot for only being in the 4th inning, I'd say. I don't know.
It's really not that bad. I mean, typically, if you are only about, the way I look at it, say you're 10 pitches above the number of the inning. So think if you're in the 4th inning, you want to be at about 50 to 60 pitches.
Oh, all right.
So if that really made sense, I don't know. Like, that's just the way I think about it.
Definitely.
Because that means that you're really, in most cases, controlling the opposing team's lineup. You're making them work for it opposed to you working for it. And I don't know what's going to go on here. Maybe just passing on some balls. Might be checking on the glove too. No.
Looked like maybe hit the catcher, so the ump walking up to the mound to give him some time.
He started walking up for some reason. The first thing I thought is maybe he was checking his glove for some pine tar or something.
I mean, well, if it's there, it certainly doesn't seem to be helping him so far.
No, definitely not. Those are the guys who tend to use it the most.
Swung on and missed there. Strike 2. Inside, misses the zone. 2-2. Cracked down the third base line, not able to get it, was number 11, Ogren. And that's going to be a double there for Kaiser. And that'll bring up the top of the order for the 3rd time. Kyle Isbell will bat, the center fielder.
Harwich got a little bit of misfortune there.
Number 2,
Ball
the
just
center
barely
fielder
stayed
from
fair.
UNLV, Kyle
I mean,
Isbell.
it was just beyond the glove of Ogren, so he wasn't able to make a play on that. At least stop it from getting the outfield, prevent it from being a double.
That's right. It could be a very different situation if it wasn't.
Now they have a runner in scoring position with no outs. 2 runners in scoring position, excuse me.
Mound meeting here. I always wonder what they're discussing. At this point, Gow, I mean, his control isn't really there. I think that he needs to make the perfect pitch every single time at this point. And that's not something that you want to think about when you're up there, is making the perfect pitch every time, because you're going to make mistakes when you have that mindset. But he just needs to keep a level head at this point. You know, make his pitches. He needs to communicate with his catcher. and his catcher needs to communicate with the outfielders as well. Maybe try to work some pickoff attempts. Any way to get outs at this point.
As we'll see the first pitch to Isbell here. In there for a strike. One count. That one misses the zone inside. Ooh, straight back up the middle, not able to turn and get it was the pitcher. Throw into home, not in time. So it's two-run RBI there for Isbell.
Again, he needs to keep that breaking ball down. He caught it up in the zone again, and he didn't drive the ball. I mean, they're very fortunate. It could be that could have been a 3 RBI hit there. Could have been a home run.
Yeah.
But manager or pitching coach gonna step out here. But yeah, he got lucky that he just barely drove that up the middle, and they had a chance to get the second runner, but with the speed that's available in this league, it's hard to get those guys out. And they're gonna start getting the bullpen working over there, Tim.
Yep, I would imagine so.
He's gonna walk off the field. He's done.
Not the night for Gao, unfortunately for him. We'll see who the next pitcher up is, and we'll see what they have to do. As we are joined now, actually, by General Manager Ben Layton.
Hey, how you doing? Yeah, actually, we have a headset here. Actually. No, I'm not. All right. Oh, yeah, actually, we are. Yeah, no, honestly, it's great. Great feel. Everything looks amazing. Yeah, we got guy there, guy just camera in center field. I believe we have GoPros aiming at home, and then we have this shot here, actually, just of us. So yeah. Yeah.
Austin Hansen's gonna step into him.
Austin Hansen.
And we'll give a little rundown of his stats. Coming in, he's 1-0 with a 2.46 ERA.
Out of Oklahoma, might I add.
3 games known started, so he's clearly a relief pitcher. So we'll see if he can settle down and kind of stop the bleeding here. He's given up 9
Your
hits,
attention, please.
3
Now
runs,
on the
2
mound
of them
for the Mariners
earned
from
so far
Oklahoma,
in his
number
relief
31,
stints.
Austin Hansen.
If she's rich, if she's nice, bring your friends and we'll all go into town.
So Gao threw 65 pitches. I mean, yeah, in the 4th inning getting no outs, right? How many outs are there?
None outs.
Number
no
4,
outs.
So, yeah.
second baseman
None so
from
far.
Stanford, Nico Horner.
So yeah, he threw 3+ innings and he threw 65 pitches. So yeah, that was on the high side of things, unfortunately. Didn't have his control tonight, and unfortunately it's gonna hurt his ERA. His ERA wasn't too pretty coming in.
That one down low. Runner going for second. Throw was able to get to second, but runner was already in. It's going to be a stolen base by Isbell. cracked into the gap between left and center. Runner's going to come around all the way from first. Or no, from second rather. They stole the base. And so that's going to be an RBI single there for Nico Horner. And that will bring up Carlos Cortez.
Number 14,
still with no
the left
outs.
fielder from South Carolina, Carlos Cortez.
Not a good start. You don't want to see your reliever come in and give up a hit to the first guy he sees, and also an RBI single. The run's not going to be charged to Hanson. It'll be charged to Gow as my water falls on all my stuff. But, yeah, not a good way to start out a relief inning.
Ooh, that one skied up. Getting under it is the first baseman, Minoy. And that is the first out of the inning. That'll bring up Alex McKenna. Left fielder. Right fielder, rather.
Number 23, the right fielder from Cal Poly, Alex McKenna.
Swung on and missed there. 1-0 count.
Good breaking ball.
That one in the dirt, gets away from the catcher. Catcher D'Alessandro. Runner advances to second. Cracked over to shallow right field. Coming all the way back to get it is the second baseman, Vance. Kobe Vance able to make the play there, able to get the second out of the inning.
He had a lot of ground to cover to make that play, and he did it with the underhand
Number
catch.
11, the third baseman from Arizona, Nick Quintana.
Not only able to bat, but apparently able to field as well as Kobe, as
Yeah.
we observed his speed just then and earlier before the game had started.
Yeah, really, really good play. That's one of those balls that a lot of times will fall. It's kind of that perfect spot for a ball landing in no man's land. So really good job by Vance.
That'll bring up the third baseman who had a 3-run home run last time up, Nick Quintana. Inside. 1-1.
Oh, they got him.
Ooh, not quite. Pickoff attempt at second from the catcher. Alessandro, throw not getting there in time. Vance coordinating the play.
Should have thrown the ball a little bit more down. Maybe even try to bounce it in. He arced it too much.
It's a little tough with the pitcher in the way a bit, however.
It is a little bit tough. The pitcher's got to be completely in on the play. Otherwise, it could be a little dangerous to throw it down. Speaking of down, that was a great breaking ball that just dropped off the table. I'd be curious to find out what he's throwing.
(3-1) turns to 3-2 as we have a full count now with 2 outs in the top of the 4th inning. Swing and a miss there. That'll get him out of it. Another 3 runs allowed, putting up to 7 allowed runs. That goes on to Gao. He's at fault for those. But we'll be back in the bottom of the 4th inning. We'll see Vance, Murray, and Sutton up to bat. So we'll see what they can do to take a crack at this lead. We'll be back in just a moment.
Leading off the bottom of the 4th inning for the Mariners, the second baseman from Alabama, number 3, Kobe Vance.
So second baseman out of Alabama, Kobe Vance coming up, just in case you couldn't hear the PA, which I'd imagine you could. Again, coming into this game batting .370, that one well inside, 1-0 count. That one hit foul down the third base line. 1-1.
I must have bit my tongue at some point. It really hurts.
Misses the strike zone, 2-1. And there for a strike, 2-2.
Must have just crossed the corner. Because by the time it was caught, it was not over the plate.
And strike 3, able to get him there. That's the first out of the inning, and that will bring up the designated
Number
hitter,
15,
Kyler Murray.
the designated hitter from Oklahoma, Kyler Murray.
That one hit right up the middle. Picked up in center field. That's a base hit for Murray.
Interesting to note, it's only their second so far today.
Yeah, I mean, so far Brennan's been pretty stellar, only allowing 2 hits as opposed to the 10 that Harwich has allowed
Number
so
7,
far.
the left fielder.
Also,
from
he has
East
not allowed
Carolina,
anybody on
Wanye
in any other way.
Williams,
No
Sutton.
walks, nobody
Nope.
getting on with errors, fielder's choice, nothing.
Up now is number
Murray.
10, and not number 7 rather.
Oh, Murray just got the hit, I'm sorry.
Dwania Williams Sutton. High and inside, 2-0. Right to the shortstop,
That
and they will tag him out at second.
just even more misfortune.
He was not anticipating that ball to be caught. It was well hit.
Yeah, very
Came
well
off the
hit.
bat fast, but unfortunately directly at the shortstop. So we'll be going to the top of the 5th inning, still at
All
7
right,
to
fans,
1.
it's time. Number 30, the first baseman from Arizona, Alfonso Rivas.
Alfonso Rivas to lead off the inning for the Red Sox. The first baseman. First pitch is in there for a strike.
And we do have a new pitcher out there for, the Harwich Mariners. Completely forgot where we were. Jamie Serra, a.k.a. young Noah Syndergaard.
He's got
And
the hair.
If you follow MLB play at all, you'll get the joke.
Excellent pitcher for the Mets, who is out for the season.
Unfortunately, it looks like it.
That one down and gets away from the catcher.
Got a bit of a sidearm action, kind of a, maybe not quite sidearm, but kind of 3/4. Not quite overhand, but not quite sidearm. ERA of 0. He's yet to make an appearance.
Ooh, that
I
one
think.
hit all the way over to left field and back to get it with no problem whatsoever. It's Sutton.
Oh, my bad. He has made an appearance. 3 games in relief, 4 innings pitched. Has 2 strikeouts, 2 walks, no earned runs.
Number 26.
Has not given up
the
a hit
catcher
either.
from the University of Kentucky, Cole Cottom.
So Dwanya Williams Sutton getting the catch out there in left field. There's 1 out now. Brings up Cole Cottom, the catcher. Ooh.
That one definitely slipped out of his hand. You could see it in his expression following the throw.
Very high and inside. 2-0 count now. Grounded over to short. Throw over to first. And not able to get him out. Moved off the bag before he caught the ball. That was number 5, Minot.
That's a tough play to make over at short for Max Burt. He was really deep by the time he was able to get himself to a
12,
position
the
to
designated
make
hitter
that throw.
From Indiana, Luke Miller.
And to throw it on a line the whole way is pretty impressive, but he's got to keep it a little bit closer to the bag.
Yep.
I mean, I'm not going to give him too much shtick for that. I mean, what are you going to do? You had to make the throw.
Yeah, no, I mean, timing was there.
Yeah.
And a second later, it would have been not in time had it even been on target. Regardless, up to bat now, we have the designated hitter, number 12, Luke Miller. Miller, this is his 3rd time up to bat. Coming into this game, however, he's hitting .296. The overall average for Yarmouth Dennis is .260. Not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. I mean, compared to Harwich, it's really good.
Yeah.
Harwich coming in with, I think, .219.
Nope, .219. That one gets away from the catcher. We've seen a few of those today. Ball bounces away, allowing runners to advance, move into scoring position, and that may be part of what's attributing to this 7-1 deficit Harwich finds themselves in right now.
That could even be what's attributing to their poor record too, Tim. I mean, you can't blame all of them on the catcher. Sometimes it's just a bad pitch.
Of course.
But he's had a few of those mishaps today. The pitchers have been having their mishaps all night.
Yep. Both sides certainly have been having to put in work.
Wow, he's got an interesting delivery. Look at how high he kicks up his leg when he goes to throw it. He's practically kneeing himself in the chin because he tucks himself in. Brings his shoulders down really low. See if he does it again here. Not quite as much.
Full count now with only 1 out, runner on second.
Whole infield playing back.
Swung on and missed there. That'll be the 2nd out of the inning. Not able to get any of it was Miller. So that'll bring up the shortstop, number 7, Connor Kaiser. Kaiser, he's
Number
coming
7,
out
the
of
shortstop from Vanderbilt, Connor
Thank you.
Kaiser.
batting .333 coming into the game.
Smart to put a guy with a high batting average at the bottom of the lineup, too. When you've got so many guys batting above 300, that's really good. But when you have enough that you can put one to round out the lineup and kickstart the top of the order, potentially, that's really cool. I mean, we see the Chicago Cubs do that. Joe Madden, since he showed up to manage Chicago, started having the pitchers bat in the 8 spot instead and have a fielded player bat in the 9 spot. And it really worked for them. Obviously, had a really good season in 2015 and clearly a great season in 2016 getting the World Series. But everything he's doing has just worked wonders down there.
1-1 count here, 2 outs, top of the 5th. Delivery misses the zone. 2-1 count now. That one slips through. Runner thought about going for third, but the throw goes over the third baseman's head. And the runner is able to go to third off of the mishap there. Runner started to go, saw how quickly the catcher got the ball, decided to go back, but the catcher number 12, D'Alessandro, decides to throw over to third anyway, misses high, and now we have a runner at third with 2 outs.
Oh, the shenanigans of the Cape Cod Baseball League.
Cranked up. Some of the fielders got an eye on it. That's a good thing I couldn't find it. So that'll be the end of the inning. Harwich able to keep that run at bay, not allowing any runs that inning as we move to the bottom of the 5th innings at a 7-1 score in favor of the Red Sox. We'll be back in just a moment with the top of the Red Sox order to lead it. Or nope, they were just up with Sutton, Minot, and Vierling to lead off for the Mariners.
From Arizona, number 5, Travis Munoz.
Travis Munoz to lead off this bottom of the 5th inning. He's been playing over at first all night. One and one.
Another thing about Brennan is he works pretty quickly.
Yeah,
he doesn't take a lot of time.
Fouled off there, 1-2 count still.
Clearly very confident in his ability.
Grounded over to second base. Throw to first, will get the out in time.
Now, Tim, I asked you this question at the start of the spring sports season this season. I asked you who your picks were for the World Series going
Number
into
10,
this year.
The right
And
fielder
I believe
from
you
Notre
said
Dame, Matt
that you had the
Vierling.
Red Sox going for the American League pennant.
Yeah.
And you didn't have an opinion for the National League. You
Yep.
said that you didn't feel you knew the National League well enough to make a pick, which I understand, being in an American League zone.
Of course.
But I am curious if, we're in June now.
Yeah, huh?
we've clearly identified proper teams. Who's your pick for the National League if you can make one at this point?
I mean, I'd say it, but I mean, so is every other MLB analyst over the past about 5 years. I think you can know what I'm about to say, Cam. I mean, the Nationals, they're playing well right now. And, Cam, unfortunately, you know the heartbreak all too well being a Nationals fan.
Yeah.
They
more of a heartbreak in the direction of hockey. But
yeah. But, I mean, they can't seem to put together a postseason run. I mean, that same follows for the National Hockey League and the Washington Capitals.
Look out.
Ooh.
Right the horde
over us.
migrates.
Yeah, no kidding. But, I mean, yeah, unfortunately, Nationals, I mean, great regular season team, but it doesn't cut it when you're trying to win a pennant.
Well, I do have to disagree with you.
Mhm.
I don't think that they'll be the pennant team this year. Their bullpen is just awful.
Mhm.
I'm going to stick with my pick right now with the LA Dodgers. I picked them back in April or March, whenever we start the spring season.
Mhm.
And Washington, I mean, good strikeout there.
2 outs.
Washington, they've only been a franchise for 12 years, at least in the D.C. area. They were the Montreal Expos before, and I think some people kind of
Number
forget
36,
that.
the
but
shortstop from Northeastern.
I think they've only made the playoffs
Max
3
Burt.
times in their history in that 12 years.
No kidding.
2012, 2014, and last year, 2016.
Oh. Ooh, that one cracked into left center field.
Should be 2.
Rounding first, able to roll up on second. That's going to be Burt, Max Burt.
But yeah, and they've never made, in those 3 years, they've never made it out of the first round, and actually got eliminated by the Dodgers in 5 games last
Number
year.
12, the
Obviously, the
catcher
divisional
from
series
Purdue,
being best
Nick
of 5. But
D'Alessandro.
I have to stick with the Dodgers for my National League pick. I mean, I'm not going to change them. I don't want to be that guy to say, oh, one team sucks. I don't want to pick them.
Of course.
But the Dodgers, I mean, had a little bit of a slow start, a little bit of injury issues. But since they brought up Cody Bellinger on April 25th.
He's been playing well. He's been playing well.
Since he got called up on April 25th, his batting stats are better than Aaron Judge's.
Yeah, no, and I mean, you don't see a lot of people pointing that out, but if you actually look at the numbers, he is playing better than Judge. Judge just, of course. Oh, and a fantastic dive over in right field. What's his name? Oh, we have it right here. It's Alex McKenna. Fantastic diving grab. Slides feet first, actually.
Yeah, that's a very difficult play to make, but he kept his eyes on it the whole way, and that's the key.
Just got to imagine like you're jumping down a slip and slide.
Yeah, that's actually not a bad way to put it.
Helps to eliminate some of the fear of jumping straight onto the dirt.
Yeah.
But so impressive end to the inning there for the Red Sox, as now we will see coming up the top of the order. Isbell will come up again for his 4th at-bat, followed by Horner and Cortez.
If you, I know you picked the Red Sox for the AL. If you say you had to change it,
If I had to change
who
it,
would you pick?
well, by default, I'm not going to pick the Yankees.
Your attention, please. Now on the mound for the
Well,
Mariners.
there's that
from
biasm
Seton
coming
Hall,
into play.
Number 19.
I don't think I'd pick them
Colin.
either.
No.
If it makes you feel better.
If we are speaking truthfully, to be honest, I'm blanking on the other divisions right now. Baseball,
I'll bring 'em up.
baseball's the
I'll
one
bring 'em
sport.
up.
I don't know the divisions that well,
I'll help
or at
you
least the
out.
teams that are like towards the top, because everything just seems so isolated. During a season, it feels like a team will play more than half its games almost within its division.
I'll help you out here, Tim.
All right, so we got
We got a loading screen.
top of the AL East, we got the Red Sox, and we got the Indians on top of the AL Central. I forgot about them. And then the Astros. They're
Fans,
another
just
they're
a
another
reminder,
good
the
pick
Mariners will
in
return
the
home
West.
here on
Now-
Sunday to host
I'll
the
let you
Chatham
make your
Anglers.
pick before I get
First
into
pitch
it.
is set for
All right.
5:30 p.m.
Astros have been playing well. They're at 52 wins.
I think they're still at the most wins in the league.
Yeah, it looks like it. So I'd probably say the Astros if I had to change. Of course, I do still believe in the Red Sox.
No, I do too. I mean, they have been starting to pull it together a little bit.
Yeah,
Their
definitely.
pitching's gotten a little bit better. If Price can really settle down, I think that will be the key.
Yeah,
If
no,
Price
I mean,
can
we've
find
really,
his groove.
we've really only had the one solid pitcher in Sale all season long,
Tell me about it.
unfortunately. But yeah, no, if we can get Sale, maybe Porcello even have a a good game every now and
Yeah,
then.
seriously. He's got a sub-5 ERA.
Yeah.
Leading off the top
But,
of the 6th inning for the Red Sox.
I think
the
if I
center
had to-
fielder from UNLV, number 2.
I don't know. I'm very
Kyle
torn. I
Isbell.
want to say the Astros. I really do. I've always had a thing for the Astros. Not really a fan, but
Yep.
I've always liked them. Altuve, Correa,
Yeah, what's not to love?
Keuchel.
Keuchel.
Some great players on that franchise. The thing that scares me is the inexperience with the playoff runs. So if I can't pick the Astros, I think I'm going to go with Cleveland because they have really picked it up.
Yeah, I mean,
They overtook Minnesota. And, yeah, the Central Division, I mean, I'm going to be the one to say it. It sucks.
Yeah.
The AL Central is a horrible division this year, which it has been.
that one fouled off, going behind the home team dugout on the left-hand side.
Poor Phillies, though, 20 games back. in
Yeah,
the
I
NL
mean,
NL
it
East.
just seems like they find a way to lose every year
I
in and year
know.
out. I'm sorry, Philadelphia, but
Well, it's hard for them because, I mean, we talked about the Nationals being so good. I mean, they are just running away with the NL East. They're
Yep.
8.5 games ahead of the Braves. The Braves are in second place, and they have a record below 500, which is typical.
I mean, they may be in second in the division, but that's not going to get them anywhere in terms of wild card.
No.
As we are at 2 balls and 2 strikes
Did we
here
me-
at the top of the 6th.
Did we mention that there's a new pitcher?
There is a new pitcher now on the mound, I believe number 25. Or 20.
He's number 19.
19. I don't know where I got the 2. Number 19, Cullen Dana. The 6'5" pitcher out of Seton Hall.
Wow, big kid.
Number 4,
One of the
second
taller players on
baseman
the
from
team.
Stanford, Nico Horner.
And, man, when are the Cubs going to pull it together?
I mean, how are they doing right now?
They're 39 and 38.
Brewers are ahead
Only
of them.
one game
Impressive.
back from the Brewers. But the Brewers, I mean, they do this almost every year. They start out super hot and then drop off after the All-Star break. They did that a few seasons back. They had phenomenal pitching, I remember. I think that was the 2014 season. But I don't see the Brewers hanging on all season. They almost never do. I think the Cubs will come back and win the division. I hope that they do.
Oh, yeah.
Just because I love John Lester and I like Joe Madden, the manager.
Yeah, no, I mean, the whole system they have over there in Chicago really seems to be working. I can't see them not overtaking the first spot in their division.
I was watching MLB Central, I think last week, and they did a whole segment about the scouting that they have for the Chicago Cubs and how it's probably the best system of scouts in the league. And it's so complex. So complex. But they'd probably have the best in the league, best in the world when it comes to scouts because they have such great names that have been there for so long.
Ooh, that one hit all the way in the right field, center field gap, but filling it was over in right field, Veerling. So it's 2 outs now.
Number 14, the left fielder from the University of South Carolina, Carlos Cortez.
Carlos Cortez, the 3rd batter in this half inning so far. He's also the 3rd batter in the lineup overall. This is his 4th at bat.
That's ridiculous. A little too early to have that many at-bats.
Only in the 6th inning. That one popped up. Getting under it is Kobe. Kobe Vance coming over from second base, able to get under. Kobe. And that will do it for the top of the 6th inning. Harwich still trailing by a score of 7-1. We'll see what the bats can do next time up. We'll be back in just a moment. Don't go anywhere. 37, Cam Simmons. Back to the top of the order for the Mariners. His 3rd at bat here today. And just in case you are joining us here in the 6th inning, I'm going to do a recap here. I'm Tim Foley, alongside me, Cam Pierce. And we are here with Natick Pegasus. That's the Natick Public Access Station over in Natick, Massachusetts, as that one's caught over in right field. But we have come on the road here today to beautiful Harwich Port, Massachusetts.
Number
to
11,
bring to you this
the third baseman
Cape Cod
from
Baseball League
Elon,
game.
Ryan
So far,
Ogren.
it's 7-1 in favor of the Red Sox. We'll see if Harwich is able to turn it around. They still have a few innings remaining to do some work.
Absolutely.
As Ogren now enters the box, he's been playing third base. Hit straight to the shortstop. Throw over to first is in time. That'll be the second out of the inning.
And Tim Brennan, who's been sensational so far tonight, getting a lot of help to start out this inning.
Yep, this is his 6th inning. He's only allowed 3 hits and 1 run.
Number 3, the second baseman from Alabama, Kobe Vance.
Kobe Vance.
And Tim, here we are in the 6th inning. To put it into perspective, Chris Gow had thrown 60-something pitches. I forget, 65 total pitches through 3+ innings.
Yep.
We are in the 6th inning, and Brennan has thrown 51.
That is dominance. He's just had complete control of this Mariners roster. As
Wow.
just able to get the throw in there, recovers over at shortstop. Connor Kaiser bobbled it a little bit, but still able to get the throw over to Rivas in time, getting Vance out. A quick 1-2-3 inning there. We'll go back to the top of the 7th. In just a moment, Cam has a word.
How about this, Tim, for dominant? 5 pitches, 5 strikes for 3 outs. Insane.
I mean,
It's unfair.
come on. We'll be back in just a moment. Don't go anywhere. Out of Cal Poly, Alex McKenna will be coming up to bat, the right fielder. He ended the 5th inning with that spectacular feet-first diving catch. As we are now here in the top of the 7th. That one well beyond the range of catcher Nick D'Alessandro.
Looks like me pitching.
Oh,
Got a race.
Bat Boy's in a race for it, and it looks like, ooh, winner was the Red Sox Bat Boys. That one fouled over the head of the ump.
Here we go
Again,
again.
oh, round two, and
Yeah.
Harwich gets
Harwich by a
round 2.
mile.
So series is tied 1 apiece.
We're going to go best of 7 throughout the night.
Well, in that case, I think that was about the 3rd one I think they had.
Yeah.
That one missed the zone 2-1. From the sounds of it all game long, it sounds like there's been plenty of Yarmouth Dennis fans over in the bleachers behind first. That ball hit clean into the gap in right center field.
He's
Throw
thinking
in. He's going for the triple. Misses him.
Is that ball out of play?
It looks like it. I believe it went straight into the dugout.
Now that's interesting because in the MLB, I believe they would rule
MLB,
him
that
to send him
would
home.
be. Yep, he'd be going home right now.
Well, wow.
Ooh, some of our
Things
papers
blown
come
away.
loose. Yeah, as we
Number 11,
yeah,
water,
the
that's
third
with the
baseman
unopened
from
water
the
instead of
University
the mostly
Arizona,
drink.
Nick Quintana.
Here comes Quintana. He's got the 3-run shot to his name.
Mm-hmm. And so with the triple there, McKenna was able to put himself in scoring position. And we'll see what Quintana can do, as this is his 4th time up to bat. That one in there for a strike. Swung on and missed there. Pitch looked to be at the low and away corner.
Fastball down and away, trying to hit that corner is the hardest pitch in baseball to hit. Many people argue that. I'd argue that it's probably the backdoor slider, but those are probably the 2 hardest pitches to hit.
Now, I don't know what a backdoor slider is. Could you describe to me?
Backdoor slider is when you I'm trying to think. Typically, it is if you are a right-handed pitcher, and there is a left-handed batter in the box.
Mhm.
You have the slider. It mostly goes down, but it's got a little bit of a diagonal movement to it.
Mhm.
So you want it to try to catch the very outside part of the plate, start it outside, and have it come in and just sneak into the corner.
Oh, all right then. Learn something new every day.
I like to I like to use the
yeah.
slider mostly against right-handed batters as a put-away pitch. Because it looks like a fastball. It's a pretty fast pitch for a breaking ball. It looks like it's going straight, and then it just drops off to the side.
Ooh, and a big swing and a miss there. Pardon that, as that is the first out of the 7th inning. All right.
Number 30, the first baseman from the University of Arizona, Alfonso Rivas.
Oh, it's true. We do need to change the filter on this camera here.
Oh,
Excuse us,
man.
As one of the low lights of my career right there.
Luckily, the footage is barely usable. Cracked into deep left center. That's going to fall. Score the run easily. RBI double as we get our camera issues sorted away.
But, yeah, that was embarrassing to say the least. Anyhow.
That happens to anybody. I mean, think about this, Tim. I
Number
look up to Doc
26,
Emmerich a lot
the
on
catcher
NBC.
from the University
His
of
voice
yeah.
cracks so much.
No,
Hot
he is, yeah, definitely.
And in all the years, I've only ever heard him apologize about it once. It was a playoff game. Really, it was like a Western Conference final game. I think it was the Kings and the Blackhawks. His voice cracked like 3 times in one sentence. He's like, okay, sorry, everybody. But, yeah.
No, it's true. I mean, doing this stuff when you have a short memory with making mistakes, as I'm sure anyone who's watching has noticed, perhaps. That
Wow.
one blasted as a fan tried to make a reach, but nowhere near. Blasted beyond the fence behind the foul ball line.
No, we are in the 7th inning. And typically, Tim, this would be our last inning of work.
Typically, yeah. I mean, back in Natick.
At least in regulation play, that is.
Back in Natick, that's true. Ooh, that one hit straight over the second baseman. Picked up by the center fielder. Run's going to come in from second base. That pushes it up to 9-1.
But as you were saying, Tim, the
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah, the
back
7
back in
innings.
Natick, actually, we so what me and Cam do actually, we haven't actually discussed this at all.
right.
So Cam and I are out here because I have a house down here in Harwich, and I've always come to these games whenever I'm down. Usually try and get at least 1, maybe 2 a year. And I've gotten more into this commentating. So has Cam, but I just figured why not come down and do a Cape Cod Baseball League game here in Harwich. I mean, we both love baseball. We both love commentating. Mushed the two together, and here we are. And honestly, we couldn't be more happy with this. This is just amazing. This is
I'd like a
spectacular
closer
game.
game, please. But
a closer game, perhaps. But
Luke
I mean,
Miller.
really got to thank the support we got from the public access station, Natick Pegasus, more specifically
Yeah.
producer Brian Palm, and of course Matt Custodio over there on the first base dugout, who's also willing to come down and make the trip. Big thanks to Ben Layton, the general manager of the Mariners. That one hit through the shortstop and third baseman. Runners will advance to second and first. But a big thank you to everyone involved. And I'd love to come back another time and maybe do another game or two. We still got some time left in this one, though. Going to cherish every pitch of it.
Number 7, the shortstop from Vanderbilt, Connor Kaiser.
As we'll have a break for time here.
I believe this will be a pitching change, Tim. It will be the second mound visit of the inning, so it automatically is a pitching change. Should have brought binoculars.
Perhaps. Looks like it might be number 21.
That would be
There is no
there's
21.
21. If it's 31, no, Austin Hanson already pitched, so he's ineligible. Who are we looking at?
It's 20 south of 24.
24, that's what I thought it might have been. John Witkowski.
John Mikowski
He
entering
comes
the game.
into this one with a 3.38 ERA, an 0-0 record. He's appeared in 4 games, 8 innings pitched, 10 hits, 3 earned runs, 7 strikeouts in that time, opposed to 2 walks.
All right, so I mean, hopefully he'll be able to help get the Mariners out of this inning and perhaps see if he can help with some defense in another inning or two, as this one is winding down. 1 out so far in the top of the 7th.
Your attention, please. Now on the mound for the Mariners from Boston College, number 24,
Local boy.
John Witkowski.
Boston College. Didn't have to travel far to get here.
No.
Meanwhile, you got people coming from places like Cal Berkeley. I'm assuming that's in California.
Alabama.
Yep, Kentucky, South Carolina, Jacksonville, Arizona. Like, oh my.
Quite a change in scenery, Arizona to Cape Cod.
Oh yeah, Arizona
I'll
to Cape
I'll
Cod.
take Cape Cod any day of the week.
Oh yeah.
Never
Depends
been
what
to
you like
Arizona.
though. I mean, it can get cold and windy up here. I'm assuming you can
I'm
get
okay
windy
with
in
that.
Arizona.
Oh,
but
probably.
probably. Wind, dust storms.
Yeah, that is a massive bug.
Sorry?
That is a massive bug in the net right there.
Oh yeah, I think I've seen that one.
Yeah. I love insects. Love animals. All animals. Just give me a room full of any animal. I'll have fun with it.
What if it was a room full of tigers who like hadn't eaten in like 2 days?
I try to befriend them, and then we
And then
create an elaborate plan to escape and eat
no,
somebody
no,
else.
But you were wearing a necklace of sausages.
Okay, I'll lay on the ground and they can do what they want. A neck of sausages. That's such a cliche.
Yeah, no, but I mean,
No, it's funny though.
so Witkowski in the game now.
The lights are a lot better than in Natick.
Oh
Tim.
yeah, definitely.
You can actually see the outfield.
And yeah, they have more than like 2.
I think they have 3 in Natick. They
3
have
in Natick. We
one
got
in
1,
center,
2,
left
3,
and right.
4, 5, 6. That's at least what we can see.
Or no, there's 5 in Natick.
Ooh, swing
There's-
and a miss.
There's 3 in the outfield, and then 2 on each side, kind of closer to the press box or closer to the dugouts.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, and it's the ones in the outfield that are really bad. The other ones aren't as bad.
One, 2 count now. Pitch up high, 2-2.
Now, we discussed this before the game started, but I love knowing that a lot of these guys could potentially go on to the show one
Oh, yeah.
day and play Major
Oh,
League
yeah.
Ball. I mean, there's a lot of pretty prestigious names from Harwich just alone.
Mm-hmm.
But I think my favorite one has to be Kevin Millar. I love that man so much. I love his show Intentional Talk on MLB Network that he has with Chris Rose. They call it baseball's most unpredictable hour, and they're not wrong. It is hysterical. But he's a really good analyst, and he was a great player. He was one of those guys on the 2004 Red Sox. He was he was a motivator. He was a team guy, and he was. Have you ever watched the ESPN 30 for 30 on the ALCS in 04 against the Yankees?
I have not.
You
no.
should absolutely watch it. It's on Netflix, I think. And
Oh, all right. Are there 30 for 30s on Netflix?
there's a few.
All
that
right.
one's one of them.
Good to know.
But
Full count.
oh, it's great because game 4 they're down. Sox are down 3-0. He's going around the entire. Oh boy.
That one sent all the way back in between left and center.
That'll be 2. Oh, no.
Oh, we'll see. Yep, runner will hold at third. Holding was Miller, Luke Miller. As the runner is able to reach second, Connor Kaiser.
We've reached double digits here.
Yep.
Number 2,
But
the
what I
center
loved
fielder
about Kevin
from
Millar
UNLV,
going around the
Kyle
field in warm-ups
Isbell.
before Game 4 of the ALCS against the Yankees. He's walking around saying to every reporter, "Don't count the Red Sox out. If there's a group of idiots that can do it, it's us." And that group of idiots did it, and they did it in style. What a historic playoff series. Still the only team to come back from 3-0 down.
Ooh, Vance misses that one there. Ball ends up rolling into right field, and 2 more runs come in, pushing it up to 12-1 now. Runner now held at first.
Now, Tim, I mean, this is a question. It's kind of a loaded question, but what do you do here? Do you leave the guy in who's giving up runs, or do you go deeper in the bullpen and risk running out of arms for the upcoming days?
Well, it looks like they're already warming up number 16 in the bullpen, so I don't believe they're ready to stop using them yet. That's going to be Teddy Rodliff.
I mean, it's a really tough decision because
for the Red Sox, number 8, Tyler DePreta Johnson.
Oh, that's a name.
Pinch hitting for Nico Horner is the name that was just said.
Tyler DePreta Johnson, I think.
Very impressive if you got it right from memory.
DePreta Johnson, I think.
DePreta Johnson.
Yeah.
Oh, give this man a round of applause.
Please don't. But yeah, it's a tough decision, I think, because you don't want to put all the pressure on one guy, and you don't want to have people look at a box score and see, oh, this guy gave up, 5 runs in an inning. I don't know how many he's given up. Yeah, 5 runs in this inning.
Yeah.
He hasn't given up all of those runs, but you don't want to load all the runs on one guy because it might make them look bad, and even though it might not even be their fault at all. But it's tough because in the upcoming days, you've got games every day, and you got to save the arms in the bullpen. So
no, I mean, Cape Cod Baseball League, it's not too often you have a day off.
Yeah, I was looking. I mean, I had this up. There's only a few league-wide off days throughout the whole season.
It's about 1 a week.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, if you compare it to MLB standards, it's actually not bad.
It's not that bad. MLB is either it's 6 or 7 a week for games. They're not guaranteed an off day every week. And a lot of people think, oh, that's not that bad because baseball players do a lot of standing around. It's a grind, though, when you're traveling that much.
Yep.
You have to get to the ballpark every day. And I'd imagine it might be even worse for these guys. Like, the traveling's not that bad, but it's every single day they're somewhere different.
Slide tackle from the Harwich bat boy. Not able to get the ball, but a kind gesture from the Red Sox bat boy.
So who do we give that one to? What's the series at?
I'd say they've agreed at a tie.
No play from Harwich bat boy this time.
They're supposed to give the balls back to Harwich anyhow. So
that's true.
Perhaps not so much as a kind gesture as much it was an obligation.
Yeah.
Excuse me. That one's popped up. I'm just worried it's going to pop up. We're not going to see it. And it's going to come crashing down on the table in front of us.
Yeah, because the second it goes up, I seem to lose it.
Oh, yeah.
I never have that problem. I don't know. Maybe it's my migraine. It's interesting, though. I like the area around home plate. It's typically you'd see kind of a circle.
Yep.
No, it's interesting.
Yeah, it's a home plate diamond.
Yeah. Kind of like it. When I first looked at the field, I thought something looked off, and that's what it was. And I didn't like it at first. It kind of grew on me in the last few hours.
It's interesting. That one slips through the legs, it seemed, of the catcher, D'Alessandro. Runner advances to first and second.
Pinch hitting for the Red Sox, number 5, Carter Ferris.
Carter Ferris going to be pinch hitting here. I believe in place of Nick Quintana. Or was Quintana this?
I don't know. Where are we in the lineup?
Ooh, a double play there as the shortstop was able to step on the bag at second and get the throw over to first in time.
6-3.
6-3 double play. So we'll be back with the bottom of the 7th inning in just a moment.
Fans, it's the
Don't
middle of
move
the
a
7th
muscle.
inning.
Be the DH Kyler Murray out of Oklahoma. This is only his 3rd time up, whereas some Red Sox players have been up 5 times already.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Absolutely absurd.
We're going to see 6 at-bats from these guys, at least.
Oh, yeah. Top of the order is Kyle Isbell for the Red Sox. He's been playing well tonight.
Yeah, he has been. And we've been kind of talking about all these guys throughout the game. There really hasn't been a single Red Sox player who hasn't been, who's been bad. I mean, and I'm going to segue
in terms of both defense and offense.
I'm going to segue that into how well Brennan's been playing. I hate to say it if you're here as a Mariners fan. I almost said Marlins. But
well, if you're here and you're a Marlins fan, I mean, you're in for a I don't know why you're here.
I mean, it's not that much different from a Marlins game, but
As a strikeout there brings the first out of the inning.
I'm going to segue that into how good Tim Brennan has been pitching. He's been the theme of the game.
Number 7, the left fielder from East Carolina.
I also hate to say he'll probably be
Williams,
the player of the
Sutton.
game, at least in my books.
Oh, yeah.
He's absolutely shut down this offense.
4 hits, 1 run. And so far, 6 1/3 innings pitched. I mean, that's quite the stat line.
Absolutely.
1-1 count, 1 out, bottom of the 7th. In there for strike 3. Second out of the inning.
That's 8 Ks for Tim Brennan tonight.
Number 5, the first baseman from Arizona, Travis Monyo.
Travis Monyo up to bat. See what he can do to this 12-1 deficit the Mariners find themselves in. Ooh, that one's skied behind the backstop. It can be dangerous at night. You got to make sure all the fans are paying attention. There's lights on the field, but not in the bleachers.
Yeah, and chances are, Tim, given the nature of the game of baseball, not everyone's going to be paying attention. And at the Red Sox game, I was there with my girlfriend, and she wasn't paying attention for like a pretty good extended period of time. And she wasn't as bad this past game. She paid attention for most of it, but there was a good period of time where she wasn't paying attention. And I told her a story. There was a game that I went to with my dad.
That one cracked up to center field. Getting under it is the center fielder, Isbell.
But there was a game I went to with my dad. I'll wrap this up quickly. And neither of us were really paying attention that much, or I wasn't. And a line drive was hit right at us and hit the guy in the face behind us. And that easily could have been me because my dad stood up and blocked that because it was coming from me. And I wasn't paying attention.
No kidding.
Yeah, so I told her, just pay attention. And that goes for everybody at any sporting event, hockey, baseball, anything.
Our first
Pay attention.
winner for round trip Steamship Authority passes to and from Nantucket, 4-3-8.
Another 10 pitch inning, though, too.
9-3-0. 4-3-8.
I mean, I don't know what to say.
9-3-0.
Brennan's just been
4 strikes.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean,
it doesn't get much better than that.
No.
You really don't get much of a better outing unless it's a no-hitter or a perfect game.
Leading off for the Red Sox, number 23, the right fielder, Alex McKenna.
Alex McKenna will lead off this top of the 8th. Here we are.
finally have some action over in the Yarmouth bullpen. So maybe they're thinking about taking him off, trying to save his arm a little bit. I can't see them doing it. I couldn't do it if I was the manager.
I mean,
unless he was really losing his control.
I mean, you always want to have a backup plan in place.
Absolutely. I'm not denying that, but I can't see them taking him out. And this is interesting, Tim, a left-handed sidearm on the mound here.
It looks like it, number 16 rather.
This is
Tanner Graham. Or no, that's
This
that's
is Yarmouth.
that's a field of the Red Sox.
Teddy Rodcliffe.
Teddy Rodcliffe.
There we are. Got the strikeout, though.
Number 11,
Yep.
the third baseman.
Sidearms
from
can really throw you
Arizona,
off because
Nick Quintana.
I don't know if you've ever been in the box against a sidearm or had any sort of experience with that, but the ball seems to have a rising action to it just because of the release point. And it can be really deceiving. And a guy who's not used to facing left-handed pitchers, you know, they're a little less common.
Yeah.
That can really mess you up in the batter's box.
No one finds the strike zone, 1-1 count.
If you're used to facing right-handed batters throwing two-seam fastballs overhand, you're going to get a very different two-seam fastball, completely different placement. Release point is going to change the path of that ball. It's really interesting. I always wanted to learn how to throw sidearm because it's way easier to throw. It's less taxing on the arm. Never got around to that. My dad actually throws sidearm. He never pitched competitively as a kid, but he pitched with his friends back when people actually went outside.
So,
And
I mean, we're outside here.
yeah, but we're not doing anything. We're talking.
We're talking, but
I feel
That's
like
pretty
this is
important.
just a relaxing podcast at this point. But yeah, he pitches sidearm, and I think that's really cool. And like he throws balls to me, and you see that rising action, and even me just trying to catch the ball, I can really throw you off.
yeah. One chipped off the ground, bounces over to second. Vance will get the throw over to Mignot at third. At first, rather. Third, first.
Yeah, that's not as bad as the first baseball game we ever did. There was a throw from, I think, left field home, and I said throw to first.
Or,
I could not be more
Number 30,
wrong.
or the game
fielder,
where
Alfonso
they
Rivas.
were playing Brookline, and we thought they were playing Brooklyn and Braintree.
Same season.
Same season.
Yeah, just those were like 2 days apart. Yeah, that's funny. That was really funny.
I like to think we've come a long way, and then next thing you know, something like that happens, and it's like, well, back to square one. And that one chipped away, fouled at the plate.
Even the best flub their sentences.
Of course. But it's the best of them who flubbed them the least. 0-2 count, 2 outs.
Some words of wisdom here up on the press porch.
Press porch, interesting. I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, we're not inside. We're not in the box. I mean, it's nice. I like the breeze. I like being outside, but
Yeah.
it's just the wind with the papers. That's what
The
really
one
gets
thing
me.
is
that
like
really
the
drives
paper's
me
floating
away.
around. I mean, we have a couple paperweights
It's
around.
not. Yeah, it's not like
my
we're
phone and
completely
water.
helpless.
No. Closest we got to losing something was I think when you had like your half-empty
Yeah.
water bottle on one of the papers. But so that's it for the top of the 8th inning. Relatively quick work there from the pitcher. Good work from Teddy Rodcliffe. So we'll see the bottom half of the inning come up here for Harwich.
They might as well keeping track of pitches for this guy.
Leading off the bottom of the 8th inning for the Mariners, the right fielder from Notre Dame, number 10, Matt Vierling.
Matt Vierling to lead off this bottom of the 8th inning. Harwich finding themselves in quite the hole right now, 12-1. And once again, I'm Tim Foley, alongside me, Cameron Pierce, here with Natick Pegasus in beautiful Harwichport, Massachusetts, to cover this Cape Cod Baseball League game between the Harwich Mariners and the Yarmouth Dennis Red Sox. First out of the inning, caught by the right fielder, Alex McKenna.
And it's unfortunate, Tim, to see Tim Brennan get removed from the game. 71 pitches through 7 innings of work.
Pinch hitting for the Mariners.
Gave up 4
number
hits.
18
One of them was a
from
home run, so an
Northeastern,
earned run.
Jake Farrell.
54 of those 71 pitches were strikes, as we mentioned, and it's unfortunate, and I can understand wanting to have him save his arm. I mean, it's a small league, and you're playing every day, and I don't know how deep these rotations go, whether it's 4 or 5 starters.
Yeah,
But,
no, I'm not sure. That's something we'd have to look into.
But, yeah, it's a little unfortunate, but he pitched a great game, and he'll still be the player of the game in my books unless Harwich finds a way to bring this one back.
I mean, we could probably tell what they have in terms of starters by looking at innings pitched and wins
Right,
and
innings
losses and
pitched, games
whatnot.
started.
Yeah.
There's only a few pitchers who started 2 games to this point.
So yeah, only 2 so far for Harwich, or 3 rather. Tyler Baum,
Baum is someone we haven't discussed, and we need to talk about him.
Matt Frisbee, and Christopher Gow. I suppose this was his 3rd start of the season.
So then they only have 3 or 4 starters? 3 starters?
Only a few. I believe they have a few other pitchers, though. There could be some no decisions in there.
But
Matt Baum, you wanted to mention?
Matt Baum.
Matt
That's
Baum?
not his name.
Tyler Baum.
Tyler
excuse
Baum,
me.
that's it. I couldn't remember if it was Trevor or Tyler, but
Tyler.
if you look at his stat line, I'll read it off for everybody at home. Baum threw 13 innings of work, a 2-0 record, a .69 ERA in his 2 games started. He's given up just 6 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, opposed to his 12 strikeouts. This is a kid, I mean, it's very early on here. He's only made 2 starts, but given that start, you might want to keep an eye on this kid's name.
Oh, yeah.
From Purdue, Nick D'Alessandro.
I'll make sure I'll keep an eye on him. And I'm
Him
gonna
and
keep
Brennan.
Him and Brennan.
Him and
'cause,
Brennan.
I mean, Brennan might have just had a good night tonight. He might be average. I don't know. Coming into this, we both kind of walked into this game a little blind. But
He
I'm
certainly had a good night tonight.
Oh, fantastic! 71 pitches in 7 innings. That's perfect, near perfect. So I'm going to keep an eye on his name as well. And maybe if we come back for another game, we can check back up on them.
Count stands at 2-0. 2 outs. New pitcher here for the Red Sox, working quickly.
I actually lost track of his pitch count.
Hunter Parsons. That ball hit to right field. Under it is McKenna, and that will do it for the bottom of the 8th inning. So we move to the 9th. Red Sox leading the Mariners by a score of 12-1. Hey, maybe someday we'll be saying that on a national level.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah, what do you think of them?
Oh my God, I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I don't love the jerseys.
No,
I
you
don't
don't.
love them. But it's going to be exciting. I'm really excited.
Oh, yeah.
I was so nervous that they were going to take TJ Oshie.
I don't know why
Nate
they must have had a deal in place. Because, I mean,
don't
he was
think so.
easily the best player available.
I don't think it's that. I think it's just the money.
I don't know.
Because he's an unrestricted free agent, and he costs a lot. But luckily, Oshie signed an 8-year deal with the
I
Nats.
saw that. Oh, my
But
goodness.
Nate Schmid was a great pick for them, a young defenseman. He was a big part of the Caps
Leading off
playoff
the top
run.
of the 9th inning for the
Run.
Red Sox.
But
Number 3, the catcher from Jacksonville, Michael Casala.
So leading off will be number 3, Mike Gasala. As we're here in the top of the 9th inning. That one outside. 1-0. Ooh, that one popped up.
look out.
Ooh,
Oh, Matt.
landing near Matt.
I'd like to see him
Hey, he's got to make
no
a
glove, make a diving play.
Yeah, I'm about to say he's got to dive for those.
You know,
I don't
pull the
know.
hat off, use that as the glove.
Yeah, he's got the reach, maybe. Next time.
Next one's going to be a line drive right at him.
Oh, no. That'd be terrifying.
Hey, I would know what it's like to have one come at you, but I was looking at my phone, going back to my rant from earlier. But just pay attention, people.
Oh, yeah.
Especially on a night like this when it's a little cold. That ball is going to hurt even more.
1-2 count. Swung and caught by the third baseman. Easy play there for number 11.
Call it the hot corner for a reason.
Number 11, Rin Ogren.
Ryan. We'll get it someday.
Someday.
If we're ever back here.
We
but
do apologize to every player whose name we've butchered throughout the game. That includes.
I'd like to apologize to everybody in the
Quintana.
last 3 years.
Every single broadcast. We've got the Natick players' names down back at home, but some of those other town names.
Even Ankit Bhattacharya, who we had.
You got that one. We had to shorten it to Body. I did anyway.
I think we kind of did that universally, but
because as Vance gets under that one, even if it's even if we know how to pronounce it, it's just much more convenient.
Just say Body.
Just say Body.
I'm trying to think of the equivalent, like a professional player who has a long name who gets shortened. I'm trying to think of one.
Yeah, I don't
There's
know.
got to be one.
The shortstop, Christian
Over all the years.
Haas.
I mean, there's been plenty of nicknames assigned to players.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
So usually people just roll with that instead of just shortening the name. That one in there for a strike, 0-1 count with 2 outs in the top of the 9th. Like instead of calling him Syndergaard, maybe they'll say like Thor. I don't know.
That's right.
And that one hit over to third. Ooh, tipped off the glove.
That's going to be the 11th fielding error of the year. That's a tough play to make, though, that diving catch. I mean, again, the hot corner over at third base. You got to really lunge out for a lot of balls. No, his luck ran out with that one. Tipped off the edge of the glove. And the worst about that is you hit the ground. Kind of hurts a little bit. Hurts even more than knowing that you didn't make the grab.
Number 2, the center fielder from UNLV, Kyle Isbell.
Getting the uniform all dirty for nothing.
That one in there for a strike, 0-1. Oh, and 2.
Tim, random question. Has this net been kind of messing with your depth perception a little bit?
A little bit, but not enough.
It's not enough to obstruct us, but.
That one's sliced foul. Trying to run back and make a catch, and an impressive diving catch from D'Alessandro. Nick D'Alessandro out of Purdue, going out of his way to end that inning, and he does.
Yeah, that's exactly the effort that we want from players, especially when you're down in a hole.
Yeah.
Down to your last 3 outs, down by 11. You need to be willing to make that sliding play. That was one of the plays of the night.
Definitely.
That one, the one in right.
The one over in right field.
We've had a few others. Vance out in shallow right was another really good one.
Shallow right, and it was Alex McKenna with the fantastic catch over in right field for the Red Sox. But so we enter the bottom of the 9th with Harwich facing quite the deficit here. They're down by a score of 12-1. This only run was scored in the 3rd inning off of a home run from. Do you remember who it was who hit that home run?
I have it written down. I should have been on that page to begin with. It was Matt Viering.
Matt Viering with the home run. It was on the first pitch of the inning as well.
First pitch of the inning, too. Yeah, it was coming off of a 4-run top of the 3rd. So they answered back quickly. It looked like they were going to try to make a game out of it after all. But I guess
unfortunately, that was really the only burst of offense, as we haven't seen many more hits after that.
Yeah, that's right. Only 3 more after that, or 4 more, excuse me. And unfortunately, down to their last 3 outs, unless a miracle can be pulled off by Harwich, they're going to fall to a 5-9-1 record on a 3-game losing streak.
And it will push Yarmouth's record up to
Your
8-4
attention,
and 1
please, now on
and
the
would
mound
give
for the Red
them
Sox, number
a total
29,
of 17 points,
from the
which would
University
be
of
a
Michigan,
league
Tommy
high,
Henry.
depending on how Orleans did on their game
I
tonight.
can see, because I don't know if they
Sure.
give us live feeds on the league website.
I believe we are able to. It should be relatively live.
I'm going to look up their Twitter.
Oh, smart thinking.
Leading off for the Mariners in the bottom of the ninth, number 37, the center fielder from Virginia, Cam Simmons.
Cam Simmons, the left fielder, at bat now. He'll lead off this ninth inning. Ball is outside the zone. It is a 1-0 count.
Ryan Gasparo, Tim, an old friend of ours. He was
Yep.
an Orleans fan.
Was he?
49 minutes ago, they won 13-2 over Katuitt.
Oh, wow. And so an impressive win there. So ball thrown.
You gotta love this gift.
Oh.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Number 11, the
A
third
Louis
baseman
C.K.
from
gif
Elon,
is what Cam is referring
Ryan.
to.
I'm just wondering
Ogren.
what language this is in on the top here.
Oh, that is interesting.
That's weird. I don't know. Probably a glitch. I'm not gonna question it.
Nope. So a base hit to start off the inning.
So they have a little bit of light, but at the end of the tunnel. But is it too little, too late?
We'll see. No outs yet. And I mean, best thing you could do is just get a man on base with the first batter.
Absolutely. I mean, it's daunting to look at a 12-1 score when you have only 3 outs to work with. I mean, a grand slam and you're still down by 7 runs.
Yeah.
So it's a very daunting score line to look at, but you just got to go up and do your thing. Don't overthink it.
Really one pitch at a time.
Yeah,
'Cause
absolutely.
You're not going to get it back in one swing.
Absolutely. One pitch at a time, and you got to look for the pitches that are in your power zone. And he didn't find it that time.
No, unfortunately, Ogren striking out there. Simmons still
Number
over on
3,
first
the
base.
second baseman from Alabama, Kobe Vance.
So we'll see Kobe Vance come up to bat now, see if he can put that team-leading batting average into use.
Batting leader in batting average and RBI. I'd like to see him do it. Continue these trends.
Grounder. Gets over to second. Throw to first, not in time.
You're not going to beat him with that speed.
So they'll get the out over at second. Vance will remain on first.
Nice, bring up the power guy in this situation.
Number 15, the designated hitter, Kyler Murray.
Kyler Murray, the DH. That pitch high outside the zone. 2-0 count. Three nothing count here. And that'll be a walk. Simmons will advance to first off the walk and Vance to second.
Number 7, the left fielder
Sutton,
from East
not Simmons,
Carolina,
excuse me.
Dwanye William Sutton.
Oh, no, this is Sutton. Who's
So-
just batting? Oh, the designated hitter was just batting.
Yeah.
Excuse me, Murray.
Now I'm trying to figure out who the pitcher is because we do have a new pitcher out here, the lefty. Is it 29?
Big swing and a miss there from
29. Tommy Henry, the lefty, coming in to close it out. Not a save. I don't know how they rule saves in this league. I would imagine it's the same. Not a save situation if that's the case, but trying to close it out. Craig Kimbrell, though, for the Red Sox. Best closer in baseball again.
Yeah, no,
He
he's leading the league in saves at the moment.
After 2 rough years, I mean, he seems like he's finally back to his form. Good to see.
Especially when he's on our team.
Yeah, seriously. I remember watching him in Atlanta just thinking, oh, I really wish one of my teams could pick him up. Here we are.
It's a 1-2 count with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th inning. Swing and a miss there, and that's going to be the game. So the final score of this one is the Yarmouth Dennis Red Sox 12, the Harwich Mariners 1.
Fans, just a reminder, Harwich will travel.
This game
the next
really
couple
was
days
a.
to return home
It
on
seemed like it'd be a
Sunday
pitching
to
duel
host
from the
Chatham
start,
Wranglers.
but really,
First pitch is
it was
scheduled
Brennan
for
who kind of walked
5:30
away with
p.m.
this game,
As
only
always,
allowing
thank you for
1
coming out
run
to
on
White House
4
Field
hits.
and supporting the
And
Mariners, we ask that you
just,
please
I mean,
all
kind
drive
of
home safely.
bullpen rotation all throughout the game from the Mariners. Unfortunately, Gow not able to get too deep into the game.
Yeah, going back to it, Tim Brennan, 71 pitches, 7 innings, 54 of those pitches were strikes, 1 earned run on 5 hits, or 4 hits. He gets my Cam Pierce player of the game, everybody. He was just phenomenal. He is everything that I wish I could have been as a pitcher. He was phenomenal tonight. And maybe that was just the matchup of the lineups because he came in with an ERA a little bit higher than what I would have expected if that was my first time watching him pitch, not knowing any stats. He was
No, of course.
He was phenomenal. I'd love to see him pitch again.
Absolutely.
But yeah, the bats came alive here tonight. For,
for the
bats
Red
came
Sox.
alive for the Red Sox.
They really knew what was going on.
Yeah, so they're gonna have a good bus ride back to their park.
Oh yeah. But from beautiful Harwichport, Massachusetts, I'm Tim Foley. This has been Cam Pierce. For Matt Custodio and Brian Palm, who have helped come here and put this together, as well as thank you to Ben Layton, General Manager of the Mariners. I'd like to say thank you all for watching this broadcast, and the final score of this one is 12-1 in favor of the Red Sox over the Mariners. So it's going to be 12 Red Sox, 1 Mariners. I'd like to thank you all for watching. And from Harwichport, Massachusetts, have a lovely evening.